Today we're going to be talking about slope intercept and standard form. First we're going to talk about slope intercept form. And the slope intercept form has a formula y is equal to mx plus b. This is it right here. Y is equal to mx plus b, where m, we learned, is our slope, and b is our y-intercept. So what does our y-intercept mean? This is where the line crosses the y-axis. So in this example here, that value, that y value, where it crosses the y-axis, and the slope we said is m. M is rise over run. Okay. So we're going to write some slope-intercept form equations from when we're given the slope and the y-intercept. So remember, y-intercept equation, slope-intercept equation is y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope and b is our y-intercept. Okay, so this first example. So the only things that we're going to be changing are our m and our b. So our y and our x are going to be staying the same. So this first example, slope is 2, y-intercept is -1. So y is equal to our slope, 2, our x stays the same, plus a -1. And to clean this up here, we can just do y is equal to 2x minus 1. For number 2, y is equal to -3/5 x plus 4. We have our slope, which is -3/5, and our y-intercept, which is +4. Number 3, y is equal to -3x plus 2. We have our slope, which is -3. We have our y-intercept, which is 2. Number 4, y is equal to -1x plus 7, or we can write it as y is equal to -x plus 7, right? Because we know that if we just see a variable, it's assumed that the constant in front of it is going to be 1, right? 1x is the same as x. And in this case, it's negative. Number 5, y is equal to 1/4 x plus 0, because our y-intercept is 0, or we could write it as, and this is the way you'll see it, y equals 1/4 x. So where there's no y-intercept, our y-intercept is 0. So that means that it's at 0. And the last example, y is equal to -5/2 x minus 3. Our slope is -5/2. Our y-intercept is -3. That's why we have a -3. Okay, we can also write slope-intercept form from a graph. So what you do, right, we're given 2 points here. We want to find our slope, which we said is our rise over our run, and we want to find our b, which is our y-intercept. So in this example, our rise is 1, 2, 3, right? Our rise is our vertical change. So that's 3 over our run, which is 1. So this is 3 over 1, which is 3. Our b is our y-intercept, so where it crosses the y-axis. And in this case, crosses it right here, which is at -1, 2, 3, 4. Our b is -4. Now we can write it in our slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Y is equal to 3x minus 4. So this right here is the slope-intercept form of this line. Tells you your slope, which is m, and our b, which is our -4. Let's do another example. If you notice that this line is a negative slope because it's going down to the right corner. So let's find our rise over our run for our slope. Remember, our rise is our vertical change, so we'll find our vertical change between these 2 points. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over our run, our horizontal change, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, we said this is a negative slope because its direction is going down to the right corner. So it's -6/4. We can simplify this to -3/2. Our b, where it crosses the y-axis, is going to be right here, right, where it crosses this y-axis, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Our b is +7. Now we can write it in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Y equals our m, which is -3/2, x plus our y-intercept, which is +7. This is our slope-intercept equation for this line right here. There's another thing called standard form. Standard form is written as ax plus by is equal to c. Before you move on to standard form, you should complete the other examples, number 9 through 16. Okay, once you do that, come back to standard form. Pause the video. All right, so standard form equals y is ax plus by equals c. And you can't do anything with this form. You have to change it into slope-intercept form. If you'll notice, a, b, and c, these are all going to be constants. And constants are just our numbers. And we have x and y just like we have in our slope-intercept form. So we're going to change our standard form into our slope-intercept form. The first thing you want to do is move your x term to the right side of the equation. And then what you're going to do is get rid of any coefficients in front of y by dividing by that number. Oops, that should say by, not but, by that number. Okay, so we have this first example, 2x plus y equals 3. We want to move our x to the other side. The way we do that is subtract 2x, right? We have plus 2x, we want to get rid of it. The opposite, which is minus 2x. We're left with y is equal to negative 2x plus 3. The reason why I'm putting my x term in front of my constant is because that is the way that standard slope-intercept form is. Y equals mx plus b. Our x term is in front of our constant. Let's do another example. 4x plus 5y equals 30. I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides to move it to the right side. So I'm left with 5y equals to negative 4x minus 30. And now I'm going to divide by 5 from both sides. So 5 divided by 5 is y is equal to negative 4x divided by 5. So I'm dividing each term by 5. So negative 4x minus 30 divided by 5 to both of those terms. So negative 4/5 x. And negative 30 divided by 5 is negative 6. I'm going to subtract x from both sides on this. X minus 3y is equal to 12. So you're always going to be starting with subtracting your x term. Left with negative 3y is equal to negative x plus 12. Now I'm going to divide all my terms by negative 3 to get rid of that negative 3 in front of my y. Left with y is equal to negative 1 divided by 3. It's 1/3 x minus 12 divided by negative 3, which is 4. Okay, number 4. I'm going to subtract x from both sides. I'm left with negative y is equal to negative x minus 8. My y still has a negative, so to get rid of that negative, I'm going to divide by negative 1 by everything. Left with y is equal to negative 1 divided by negative 1 is positive x. Negative 8 divided by negative 1 is positive 8. Number 5, subtract 4x, from both sides. I have negative y is equal to negative 4x plus 0. But this is the same thing as not being there because it's plus 0, implied. Divide by negative 1, left with y equals 4x, right? So we know slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b. Here, there's no plus anything. That means that the y-intercept is 0. We did one of those examples previously. The last example, we have subtract 3x from both sides. I have negative 2y equal to negative 3x minus 14. Now I'm going to divide by negative 2 to get rid of that negative in front of the y. I have y is equal to 3/2 x plus 7. Okay? And now we can also do the same thing from a graph. So I have this graph and we want to find the slope-intercept form. So the way you're going to do this is convert each of your, you're going to find the slope and the y-intercept of your graph, and then you're going to find out which equation standard form represents the line in slope-intercept form. So in order to do this, you want to make 2 points where the line is directly on the coordinate. So one example is here, and the other one is here, right? We're putting our own. So we want to find the slope, which is rise over run. And if I count my, oh, wait, there's another one. here we go. So if I want to count my rise, it's 1, and my run is 3. And my b, where it crosses the y-intercept, is at -2. So my b is -2. And now I know that I'm looking for an equation that would look like this. Y equals 1/3 x minus 2. So I want to convert these each into slope-intercept form. These are all in standard form. I'm going to convert them to standard form. This one is y equals -1/3 x minus 2. This one's y equals 1/3 x minus 2. This is y equals -3x minus 2. The last one is y equals positive 3x minus 2. So which one of these matches with the equation that we found based on this graph right here? And it is B. Okay? All right. Go ahead and pause the video, complete 14 and 15, and then you can work on the practice.